reacting to a Grian video on how not to build in Minecraft because I'm a freaking Minecraft builder and I should know this. Okay, let's start. Let's roast him if he does say
Hello
something.
everyone. So I've been making videos for a while now, and the majority of them teach you how to build in Minecraft. But after going around a few servers and taking a look at some normal builds, I realized that people are still making the same mistakes over and over again. So I thought, this time I'm going to teach you how not to build, so that you can avoid making mistakes. If you actively think, I shouldn't do this, you'll probably logically come to a much better design conclusion. So,
alright, if you want to build stuff, you just have to make it look symmetrical, do some weird stuff. You don't need a full tutorial and stuff like that. You need experience.
Oh, let's get straight into it. I'm going to be showing you the cardinal sins and the definitely don't do's of building. And the first one is probably one of the most common. Ignore the shape and everything else for now. Just look at the fact that it is one block. They have only used one block.
Wait a minute. You could actually do this. If you only use cobblestone in a like experimental big castle without windows, you could do this. I mean, an older version, it kind of looks good. I play in classic, by the way, so yeah, that's
make this house, and by they I mean me. To show you the point, I've seen loads of these block houses just made of...
Dude. Using only cobblestone would look good. What do you mean use other blocks? You could actually make an entire castle out of cobblestone. I saw someone did that in Cave Game. This dude's a psychopath.
The same material. You have to use a variety of blocks. If it's just...
This one's kind of optional if you were asked me.
The same one, it has nothing for the ice to break up. And on top of that, even if you use the same blocks, you need to make sure that the walls are not completely flat. I will just demonstrate...
What do you mean, not completely flat?
And on top of that, even like this, which is based on just a vanilla village, by adding some depth to the walls. By moving this wall backwards with a frame around the outside, and by replacing those glass blocks with panes, you add a slight...
Grian, this is a disgrace. Grian, this is a freaking disgrace. I thought you were a builder, Grian. You don't even know how to build something. Full glass blocks looks better than glass panes. You idiot, you imbecile.
Variation on the depth, and it just makes it...
Oh my god, that makes me sick.
So much better to look at. And on top of that, you can add overhangs on the roof, and again, it just improves it. Even though the design of this house is fairly mediocre, you can improve it so much just by not having flat walls.
Bro. That wooden part of there, like, next to the overhang, it looks so freaking bad if you do that.
And this one, while it has depth, it doesn't have the block.
I mean, you could actually use gold blocks for roofs and floors. So yeah.
Choices that you need, what we call a palette. You need to have a good selection of blocks.
The best combo for this one is cobblestone, glass, and stone slab.
You'd be surprised how many houses I've seen where they've used blocks like this that just look horrible. I don't know why. Maybe people just want to...
It's probably because it is horrible.
...live out of a very precious looking house. I'm not sure why, but it's definitely something to take into consideration. Next up is the most pivotal point of this video, which is the shape.
Wait,
the biggest mistake I see is people making houses much like this one, which are completely square. They might have a bit of frame...
What do you say? Grian, what are you talking about? I literally make square houses and people like it. You're so dumb, Grian. Grian's definitely a psychopath for saying. I mean, first he did glass panes, now, like... Squares look kind of good in Minecraft. That's Minecraft, it's squares. Even the Woodland Mansion is square.
They might have used different blocks with some glass panes, but ultimately it's just a big rectangle box. And that is probably the biggest cardinal sin, and I want to elaborate on this a little.
You call that a sin? Putting glass panes on a build is a sin, you idiot.
A bit further. So if you take a shape like this, which
I mean, I'm not complaining, but This actually looks good.
is way better than
For,
just
for
a
idiot,
single
it looks
rectangle,
good.
the house itself looks so much better even when you use exactly the same style with the limited framework and the glass panes. And
I hate glass panes.
I want to run a little bit of an experiment here. I've asked Botbox, one of the crew members, to help me. So what I'm going to do is give him this palette here, which is a fairly standard one, and I'm going to give him two
That looks like dog crap.
shapes. The first one is going to be a big rectangle on the floor, and I'm going to ask him to build two houses in identical
Okay.
style to see which one looks better, one with the rectangular shape or one with a much more varied base layer. And he even
Okay.
tried to add some shape to it, which I told him to remove on the second layer because he had to make it completely rectangular to demonstrate the point.
Okay.
See, his much more varied
Wait,
instincts were telling him to add shape no matter what. But nevertheless, he
Bro, the textures! Dudes, I hate textures. They make stuff look so freaking horrible. Putting textures in your build is actually one of the worst things you could do. I'm not a Vish or Me clone, but this looks so freaking horrible. Textures, they don't make any sense at all.
made a very good two-story rectangular house out of the blocks that I gave him, and he detailed
Okay.
it very minimalistically, so it looks pretty good. I was happy with what he did, and I was
You call that good? I mean, even a noob could build better than that.
quite surprised how it came out. But I'm now going to give him a more varied shape to work with on the bottom.
That looks
It's
better.
just randomly produced. I just went round and did various angles, and now I'm going to add a few curves and a few more deck layers so that he has something to work
Oh,
with.
please don't
So
use
off he
glass
goes,
panes.
working to exactly the same style. This is the whole point of the experiment, to show that the shape of the house alone makes such a
Oh my God, I
big
think I'm gonna be
difference.
sick.
So as you can see, the house itself
I'm gonna be sick.
looks pretty good. These two buildings could go in the same town and no one would bat an eyelid. The
It looks the same, dude. Are you dumb or something?
block choices are the same, the detailing is the same. All that has been changed is the shape of the house itself. On the left here, you can see how he's used different levels of the bits jutting out from the main building to add some variation. And what essentially this does
Okay.
is funnels your eyes to the middle of the building.
Why is the roof like that? I've never seen a builder build something like that before. I mean, I've built a lot of stuff. Nothing looks like that.
On a completely rectangular one, you're
over
just hit
detailed.
with the building, but everything that juts out from the main one really focuses your eyes onto the main thing, meaning it's completely complementary. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Botbox. I think that
I mean, I can give them both a 5 out of 10. It's a passing score, by the way. So yeah, my eyes cannot stand these things anymore. So I'm out.